going on, Jets fans? Welcome into the Jets Report. I'm your host, Patrick Siepman. And coming up on today's show, we got a fun one for you guys. As PFF dropped their 2025 cornerback rankings, and Sauce Gardner came in at number 1 on that list. I got a couple of thoughts on that. And then also OTAs going on the past couple of days. We'll dive into the news and highlights from those practices on the tail half of today's show. But before we dive into it, our bosses challenged us to get 10 new subscribers on today's show. Literally right before I walked in the studio, they said, hey, challenge Jet fans to hit that subscribe button. So if you guys could help me avoid an awkward meeting with my bosses and them yelling at me, hey, why did we not pick up 10 subscribers? I would really appreciate it. Go down there, hit that subscribe button today, and help us reach 7,000 subs. That is unbelievable. So if you guys could subscribe to the Jets Report today. All right, let's dive into it. So PFF, they're coming out with a bunch of positional rankings at the wide receiver, cornerback, quarterback positions. And the latest one they did was the cornerback room, and they actually had Sauce Gardner coming in at number 1. So here's the full top 10 list here. A couple of shockers. Sauce Gardner coming in at number 1. Pat Surtain coming in at number 2. Then they went Trent McDuffie, Jalen Johnson, and then Derek Stingley actually at 5th. And then our good old friend, DJ Reed, was at 6 on this list. And then they had Marlon Humphrey, Christian Benford, Jair Alexander still in the top 10, and then Denzel Ward. So, I don't really have too many issues with this list. I will say I was pleasantly surprised that they had Sauce Gardner at number 1. In my opinion, the top 3 cornerbacks in the league are Derek Stingley, Pat Surtain, and Sauce Gardner. I think after the year Stingley had, you'd probably give him the nod. Same with Pat Surtain over Sauce. But I think those 3 guys are pretty undisputed as the top 3 corners in the NFL. But PFF was showing them a lot of love, and this is what they had to say on Sauce, saying Gardner's 91.9 PFF coverage grade since 2022 leads the league. He has forced a league-high 46 incompletions and allowed a league-low 0.60 yards per cover snap and 21.4% first down plus touchdown rate over that span. Unsurprisingly, Gardner's PFF advanced coverage grades rank first as well. While he may not shadow opposing wide receivers at a high rate, he has excelled when asked to do so. And, I am stunned that they gave Sauce that top spot, considering the year he was coming off of. It's not like Sauce was a bad corner by any means, but was he who he was the first 2 years of his NFL career? Absolutely not. And hopefully Sauce can return to that form here this next season. But honestly, I'm just shocked that they didn't put Derek Stingley at the top of this list. I thought him and Pat Surtain had, the best years at the cornerback position in the NFL in 2024. And even if you just look at the raw numbers here, +5 advantage for Stingley in tackles, doubled them up in PBUs, had 4 more interceptions, and even completion percentage and quarterback rating allowed, clear advantage goes here to Derek Stingley. But when I was looking at that complete list, them having Jair Alexander at 9, Denzel Ward at 10, I am guessing this list wasn't just based off the 2024 NFL season. I think it was a little bit of PFF projecting into next year and then also just taking the full sample size of the last 3 to 4 seasons. Because Sauce Gardner before last year, there was a reason this guy was an all-pro corner in his first 2 years in the NFL. You see, obviously, in 2024, his lowest grades out of these 3 major categories, overall grade, coverage, and run defense. But in the 2023 season, probably his best year, 88.6 overall grade, 90.8 in coverage. And then even in 2022, his rookie campaign, he was fantastic as well, 87.9 overall and then 90.0 in coverage. And, if I had to put my money on, what version of Sauce Gardner are we going to get? Are we going to get the 2022-23 version or the 2024 version of Sauce? I would anticipate that he gets back to that all-pro form in 2022 and 23 with Aaron Glenn and Steve Wilks. Honestly, I know a lot of people kind of, rip on Sauce for, I don't want to use the word or use the phrase of checking out at the second half of the season, but it definitely felt like that considering him and tackling in open space. I mean, he was a no-show at the second half of last season, but I do fully expect that we will get the 2023-2022 Sauce over the Sauce we saw this past season. And if we do get that Sauce, there is an argument you can make that he is the best cornerback in the National Football League. But what say you on this one? Is Sauce Gardner the best CB in the NFL? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no. you know what? We'll be optimistic about our New York Jets. I'll be typing my Y's down below in the comment section. But you guys let me know your thoughts on Sauce Gardner. All right, let's dive into some news and notes here from OTAs. Zach Rosenblatt tweeting this out saying, Garrett Wilson just had an amazing catch on Michael Carter II's head. Wilson had it just in the air on a Justin Fields throw that never should have been able to catch, but he made it happen. Stellar. And it was funny. We were talking about a show, I think it was 2 days ago. We were saying Garrett Wilson just has a catch every once in a while that just absolutely blow your mind. And he's done this in real games, and it doesn't shock me that in practice and at OTAs he's making these catches. But the part I love about this the most is that Justin Fields, pretty clear he did not make a good throw on this one, but when you have that elite wide receiver, he can just make up for those bad throws. And, Fields obviously understands, hey, I just got to give Garrett Wilson a chance, and he's most likely going to come down with that. So I think that is very, very positive for the Jets offense heading into the next season. But I thought this was pretty funny. Darren Muji was chopping it up with Woody Johnson and Christopher Johnson on the sidelines today. You know what I bet they were talking about? How damn good this 2025 draft class looks. Like, all of these guys are looking fantastic. Membu, Mason Taylor was apparently dominating OTAs. We'll get to AZ Thomas here in a second, but even a guy like Malachi Moore, he had an interception today off Brady Cook. Arian Smith has kind of been the biggest winner so far of this offseason. So pretty cool that the Johnsons were joining Muji on the practice field today. But also there's this photo that was released of Engstrad, Wilson, and Fields. I'll tell you what, these three, big year coming up because, personally for all three of them, like Fields is trying to, turn himself back into a franchise quarterback. Garrett Wilson is probably trying to make an argument that I am the third best wide receiver in the NFL behind Jefferson and Chase. And then Tanner Engstrad, I'm sure he's thinking, if I go turn around this Jets offense and we have a very good year, maybe this year and next year, he's probably thinking he could be a head coach in the National Football League. So, and then also as the collective unit, these three, if they could get this offense to like a top 15, top 12 level, assuming the defense will be top 10, could be a big year for those three coming up. But here's what I was talking about on AZ Thomas. This is coming in from Will Parkinson, saying Thomas has been extremely impressive throughout OTAs. NFL-ready player, big, physical, technically sound, great scheme fit. Will start games for them this year. So more praise there. Love to hear that. And really, just looking at this draft class where all of these guys are getting praised. I don't know if it's just a natural offseason cycle where all these rookies are, showing out during, rookie minicamp and now at OTAs. But, it is good to know because AZ Thomas was a prospect where it's like he passed the eye test. There's no doubt, like a big physical corner like he was saying. But I thought the technique was going to be a huge question mark. So I'll take his word for it that if he's looking sound there, should hopefully translate into the regular season. But also this, said it since draft weekend that him being AZ Thomas and Malachi Moore will start at some point this year for him. Really like both. Both players haven't missed a beat thus far. And Malachi Moore actually had an interception today on Brady Cook. And, if you get some instant impact from Moore and AZ Thomas, even though like the safety position and that secondary cornerback position are big question marks on this defense, you can shore that up really fast with just two of those guys popping in. I was a huge fan of Malachi Moore coming out. Happy that the Jets were able to land him. And then AZ Thomas, I'm shocked he fell to the third round. So, honestly, we could be looking at like a big five here of Membu, Taylor, AZ, Moore, and then Arian Smith. Like, if you get 5 really good draft picks out of a class, like, I'll give Bougie credit for first year drafting as a GM. Obviously, still got to go play it out there on Sundays during the regular season, but all good vibes here early in the offseason. But let me ask you guys this. Who is the most important player on the Jets? And you can't say Justin Fields. This is bad TV. I didn't prepare an answer here, so you guys are going to have to wait with me to come up with this answer. Can't say Justin Fields, and I'll say you can't say, obviously, a coach either. I'll go Olu Fashanu. I think the left tackle, Fashanu, because if he has a really good year, you got that position locked up for the next 10 years, hopefully. But if he doesn't work out after a shaky rookie campaign, could get a little dicey. Yeah, I'll go Fashanu. But hey, if you guys got another one, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Also, hit that subscribe button on your way out. Our boss has challenged me to pick up 10 subs on today's show, so hopefully we can do just that. But we'll see y'all next time. As always, go Jets.